What if I told you there's a city that has been destroyed twice, besieged 23 times, attacked 52 times, and captured and recaptured 44 times? Would you believe it? Welcome to Jerusalem, a city with a history as complex as it is long. This is not your average city. Its story begins in the mists of time, first appearing in ancient Egyptian texts, hinting at a settlement of importance. But it wasn't until around 1000 BC that Jerusalem truly started to make its mark on the world stage. Under the rule of King David, it was established as a significant city, a city destined to be the heart of the Jewish faith. But the city's spiritual significance didn't stop there. Over time, Jerusalem became a sacred ground for not one, not two, but three major world religions. For Jews, it is the site of the Western Wall, the last remaining part of the Second Temple. For Christians, it is where Jesus Christ was crucified and resurrected. And for Muslims, it houses the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, from where the Prophet Muhammad is believed to have ascended to heaven. Yet the city's historical and spiritual richness has often been a double-edged sword, attracting not just pilgrims but also conquerors. From the Babylonians to the Romans, empires have risen and fallen, each leaving their mark on Jerusalem's ever-changing landscape. The city's story is not just one of kings and empires, but also of its people who have witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations, who have built and rebuilt their homes amidst the rubble, who have kept their faith alive even in the face of adversity. They are the true testament to Jerusalem's resilience and enduring spirit. From the reign of King David to the Roman conquest and beyond, Jerusalem's early history laid the groundwork for the city we know today. As we delve deeper into its past, we begin to understand its present, and perhaps catch a glimpse of its future. A city like no other, Jerusalem's story is a testament to humanity's enduring faith, resilience, and hope for a better tomorrow. Fast forward to the 11th century, the city of Jerusalem found itself at the heart of a violent conflict known as the Crusades. This was a series of religious wars initiated, supported, and sometimes directed by the Latin Church in the medieval period. The city of Jerusalem, sacred to both Christians and Muslims, became a focal point of these battles, leaving an indelible mark on its history. With the city being captured and recaptured multiple times, the Crusades had a significant impact on Jerusalem. The Christian Crusaders first took control of the city in the late 11th century, only for it to be recaptured by Muslim forces under the command of the legendary Saladin about a century later. This tug of war continued for several decades, adding layers of complexity to the city's already intricate history. The Crusades, however, were not only about conflict. They also brought about cultural exchange, introducing European influences to the Middle East, and vice versa. The period was marked by a dynamic mix of cultures, religions, and ideas, which contributed to the unique character of Jerusalem. As the dust of the Crusades began to settle, a new chapter in Jerusalem's history was about to unfold. In the early 16th century, the city came under the control of the Ottoman Empire. This marked the beginning of 4 centuries of relatively peaceful Ottoman rule. The Ottomans brought a degree of stability and prosperity to the city, allowing it to flourish once again. Under Ottoman rule, the city's infrastructure was significantly improved, and many of the landmarks we associate with Jerusalem today were constructed during this period. This includes the iconic walls surrounding the Old City, built by the Ottoman Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent in the 16th century. However, as peaceful as this period was, it was not to last. The winds of change were beginning to stir. Under Ottoman rule, Jerusalem enjoyed a period of stability, but the winds of change were blowing. The late 19th and early 20th centuries would bring new conflicts and challenges, shaping the city we know today. But that's a story for another time. The 20th century brought new rulers and new conflicts to Jerusalem. As the curtain of the 19th century fell, Jerusalem saw the dawn of a new era under British rule. Following the defeat of the Ottoman Empire during World War I, the League of Nations granted Britain the mandate to govern Palestine, including Jerusalem. The British occupation, though aimed at fostering a harmonious coexistence of Jewish and Arab communities, ended up fanning the flames of discord. At the heart of this discord was the Balfour Declaration of 1917, wherein Britain expressed support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. This led to increased Jewish migration to Palestine, sparking tensions with the Arab population who viewed this influx with growing concern and resentment. The tensions between the Jewish and Arab communities escalated, leading to sporadic outbreaks of violence. These tensions reached a boiling point by the end of World War II, when the horrors of the Holocaust led to a surge in Jewish immigration and the urgent push for a Jewish state. In 1947, the United Nations stepped in with a partition plan, Resolution 181, dividing Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. Despite vehement opposition from Arab nations, this plan paved the way for the creation of the State of Israel in 1948. The birth of Israel was anything but peaceful. The Arab-Israeli War erupted immediately after Israel's declaration of independence, with neighboring Arab countries launching a military intervention. Jerusalem once again found itself in the eye of the storm. With the establishment of Israel, Jerusalem found itself once again at the heart of a complex and often violent conflict. In the decades since Israel's creation, Jerusalem has remained a focal point of tension and conflict. This city, sacred to Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, has seen its share of strife, but also moments of hope and attempts at peaceful resolution. One such moment came in the year 1980, when Israel declared the annexation of East Jerusalem. This act was met with international opposition, as the area is still widely considered an occupied territory. Yet it underscored the deep-rooted aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians to call Jerusalem their capital. In an effort to bridge the divide, the Oslo Accords were signed in 1993. These were groundbreaking agreements between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization, aimed at achieving lasting peace. The accords marked a significant step towards mutual recognition and proposed a framework for the future resolution of outstanding issues. However, the journey to peace is seldom straightforward. The growth of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, which began accelerating after the Oslo Accords, has been a major point of contention. These settlements, viewed by many as an obstacle to peace, have fragmented Palestinian communities and further complicated the situation. The status of Jerusalem remains a thorny issue. Its significance to multiple faiths and nations means that any attempt to alter its status quo can ignite tensions. Despite these ongoing disputes, it's important to remember that Jerusalem is more than just a political chessboard. It's a city with a rich tapestry of cultures and histories, a city that millions call home. Despite ongoing conflicts, the hope for a shared and peaceful future remains. This hope is not just a lofty ideal, but a necessity for the diverse communities that inhabit Jerusalem. The road may be long and fraught with obstacles, but the prospect of a peaceful shared future is a goal worth striving for. As we've seen, Jerusalem's history is fraught with conflict. But what about its future? It's a question that lingers in the minds of many. The city, with its rich tapestry of culture and history, is a treasure trove of stories, both of triumph and of strife. It's crucial to understand that these stories, these histories, are not isolated events, but are deeply intertwined with the present and the future of Jerusalem. The possibility of a shared future for Jerusalem is not a far-fetched dream, but rather a potential reality that can be achieved through understanding, acceptance, and dialogue. The city is a mosaic of diverse cultures, religions, and histories. It is the meeting point of three major world religions: Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. This diversity is what makes Jerusalem unique, and it is this uniqueness that must be celebrated and preserved. Understanding the city's complex history is the first step towards a shared future. The city's past is marked by periods of peace and cooperation, as well as conflict and division. It's crucial to acknowledge both aspects, as they have shaped the Jerusalem we see today. We must learn from the past, both from its successes and its failures, to chart a path towards a more harmonious future. The hope for a shared future lies in the hands of the people of Jerusalem, the Israelis, and the Palestinians, the Jews, Christians, and Muslims. It lies in their ability to come together, to share their stories, their histories, and their dreams. It lies in their capacity to understand and respect the significance of Jerusalem to each other. The city, with its ancient walls and vibrant markets, its sacred sites and bustling streets, belongs to all who call it home. The hope for a shared future is rooted in the belief that Jerusalem can be a city of peace, a city where diverse cultures, histories, and religions can coexist and thrive. Jerusalem's past may be marked by division, but its future need not be. A shared future is possible, and it begins with understanding and acknowledging the city's complex history.